Welcome to the deep dive. So, you've shared some promo material with us, right? For this Coaching with KW Mega Agent Blueprint.
Excellent.
And what we want to do today is really, cut to the chase. What are the key ideas here, especially about the market right now and what they're offering as solutions?
hmm
It seems like the whole argument really hangs on comparing now to, well, a pretty specific time in the past.
It does, yeah. Right off the bat, the text draws this parallel to the 1970s,
Mhm.
specifically stagflation,
Stagflation. Okay.
which, for anyone maybe not familiar, it's basically that tough mix of slow economic growth and high inflation happening together.
Not ideal.
Not at all. And the promotion's core argument is that because of this resemblance, the real estate strategies that worked for, say, the last 40 years, they just won't cut it this time.
Okay, let's dig into that 70s thing a bit more. The text is pretty blunt. It says, the old ways of the last 40 years won't save you this time.
Strong words.
Yeah, it suggests this isn't just a blip, but like a fundamental shift, a reset, they call it.
Precisely. And the conditions they point to are these high prices, sure, but incomes aren't really keeping up.
Leading to frozen decisions. Is that the phrase?
That's it. People hesitating. And they don't just pull this comparison out of thin air either.
Oh.
No, they mentioned that some big names like Bloomberg, JP Morgan, even the Federal Reserve have apparently used the term stagflation recently.
Mm-hmm.
So they're framing it as part of a larger recognized economic trend.
Okay, so it's not just them saying it.
Right. And for agents listening, the really relevant bit is the symptoms they list. Things you might be feeling right now.
Like what?
Like quiet buyers, maybe.
Yeah.
Listings that seem stuck, just not moving.
Mm-hmm.
Or just looking at the numbers and thinking, this doesn't make sense compared to the last few years.
Yeah, I can see how that would resonate. So if the old playbook is out, what's the new one?
Well, they suggest the answer is actually already within the MREA framework.
REA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent System. That's pretty well known.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're talking about using a specific combination of the economic model from MREA
Right.
and tailoring the lead generation model, which is also in there.
Interesting. So not throwing everything out, but adapting.
That seems to be the core idea. They call it thrift to thrive.
Thrift to thrive. Okay.
Yeah, it's not about, just throwing more money at ads or desperately needing more leads. It's more about fine-tuning the systems you already have.
Being more efficient.
Efficient, strategic. And they also mention having the, quote, courage to lead when others freeze. So, taking action while others hesitate.
Okay, that leads into the specifics, right? They tease some strategies from a coaching session.
They do, a Monday morning session, apparently. And the points sound quite practical.
Like running your business on just $500 a month? That sounds
Right.
lean.
Extremely lean, yeah. Also, how to rebuild momentum using your current toolkit, your CRM.
Your customer relationship system. Makes sense.
Uh-huh. And crucially, how to talk to buyers who are maybe confused or hesitant right now.
Then sellers too, right? The ones maybe locked into those lower rates.
Exactly. Communicating effectively in this specific market environment. It ties back to that whole stagflation idea, high costs, maybe lower growth.
So you need different conversations.
You need different conversations
Yeah.
and maybe different ways to find clients. They mentioned adapting the MREA model for this economy specifically.
And finding the people who have to move.
Right. Identifying those motivated movers and using messaging that actually speaks to their urgent situation rather than a general message that might fall flat now.
It sounds like focusing energy where it counts most.
I think that's the gist. Leveraging what you've already got, your database, the MREA principles, instead of just chasing shiny new objects.
So for someone listening, the pitch is basically understand this market shift.
Your clarity, yeah.
Realign your strategy based on these, let's say, 70s-like conditions.
Using your existing strengths.
And gain an edge rather than just, trying to survive.
Exactly. Moving from feeling maybe confused or reactive to being proactive and strategic.
Okay, so wrapping this up. Our deep dive into this promo text shows a clear argument being made. The market's potentially echoing 1970s stagflation.
And that demands a shift away from maybe more recent strategies.
The solution they're pushing involves adapting the established MREA model, focusing on efficiency, thrift, targeted communication.
And leveraging the tools and relationships you already possess, all geared towards a high-cost, low-growth scenario.
Right. So here's maybe a final thought for you listening. Setting aside the specific coaching for a moment, how do your current strategies stack up against an economic picture like the one described? High prices, slower growth.
That's a really good question to ponder. What parts of maybe older successful models, even ones from before your time in the business, might actually be relevant again right now? What could you recalibrate?